Hi guys, welcome back.
Hi.
And do you know what? This month is?
It's October.
So that means Halloween.
Yep.
Since it's Halloween, we're going to talk about things scary.
Yeah. So we're going to continue reviewing the REC movies.
If you remember, a few weeks back, I did my first REC movie review.
Yeah. And since the review, I actually managed to watch all of the REC films, and to be honest, the first one was okay. It was a bit hard to get into,
Because of the language.
Yeah, this is something I've never mentioned on YouTube before. I'm not a big fan of foreign language films with subtitles because it's hard to follow. You know, like if I keep looking at the words, it's hard to follow what's going on in the movie.
You see, they should have released an English version, shouldn't they?
Yeah, and I did watch the sequel. The sequels were kind of a bit
off-putting, weren't they?
For me, they were. I didn't enjoy most of the sequels all that much. The first one was all right. I'll say it's all right, but the sequels.
I mean, do you know what the worst one is? In my opinion, I would say the third one.
Oh yeah, that movie was like a fucking virus.
Yeah, and it just went round like a time bomb.
That movie came out of my arse.
But we'll get to that one later, won't we?
Yeah.
But right now...
But we're here to talk about REC 2.
So let's get started. Okay, the basic plot of REC 2 is that a group of police authority are ready to go into where, the scary apartment building in Barcelona.
Oh yeah.
And they're led by someone called Dr. Owen. And there's a huge crowd of people gathering out in the scary apartment that's been blocked. And they're stopped by a person, a man, that wants to get to his child and daughter, which is Marie and Jennifer from the first movie. But little does he know that they're infected zombies.
Oh yeah.
Good luck with that, Mr. Carmen. But anyway, they go into the the scary apartment, which is full of blood. And what these guys' mission is to stop the old infected possessed person named Tristana Medeiros. And they go to that scary penthouse to find clues. And they find themselves into a room where you never thought there was in the first movie. And they find some pictures of mysterious people, which probably believe that there could be old infected people.
Ooh. Yeah, I do remember bits of that. Yeah.
And one of them, and I think one of them was that scary attic boy from the first one.
Oh yeah.
Remember him?
I think so.
But we'll get to him shortly. But one of the police officers hears music going on downstairs from one of the apartments.
Music,
And I thought, is someone playing music down there?
Yeah.
That fucking building is a ghost town.
Yeah.
And he turns off the radio, looking all crazy. And then back into the penthouse, I think you know who appears now, don't you? The scary attic boy jumps out of nowhere and...
Oh yeah. Yeah, one thing I will say, although I'm not really a big fan of this franchise, but makeup effects and the jump scares are good. That's all I can say about. That's the only good thing that I can say. And
also, they shoot down the attic where the kid was hiding in, and then as it collapsed, it brought a corpse down.
Oh.
And during when the police officer was turning off the radio, one of the old infected people came out and killed him. It was the Colombian girl from the first movie.
Oh yeah.
And of course, you know what happens to the police officer now, don't you?
Yeah.
He's infected.
Yep.
And And then in the penthouse, the war was going on with the kid. And guess what? one of the police officers shot his freaking head open.
Ooh, painful.
Well, that bastard deserved it, didn't he?
Yeah, I haven't much sympathy for these characters.
And
They've only themselves to blame.
And they go up to that attic area, and a different person goes up to find blood of the Portuguese person, but not before he was found by more infected kids. Don't worry, he didn't get attacked. He immediately shut them down just in time.
Mm-hmm.
And they go back to the apartment building, and then suddenly Jennifer's father appeared.
Oh yes, was he a zombie?
Yes, he was.
Of course.
And then they chucked him down the stairs.
Yeah, that was
pretty a random scene, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But there was one scene in that moment that was very mysterious.
Mm-hmm.
It was those other people down by one of the apartments. They look up and then they see them, and then they thought, who the hell are those kids? So they go down there to find them, and then they hear more growling noises. And I think you know who these are, don't you? It's the other infected people from the first movie.
Yep.
Which is Officer Sergio, Manu, the Colombian woman, and also Pablo was there too.
Ooh.
And then one of the police officers was trapped in another apartment where he stumbled into Caesar in the bathroom.
Not the chimp from Planet of the Apes.
No. And do you know what I thought what Caesar was doing in the bathroom? Was he trying to take a piss?
I don't know.
And so to hide himself, the police officer pushed infected Caesar out of the way, and then I think you know what he does next.
What?
Since he was trapped, guess what he did?
What do you do?
He killed himself.
Oh, that's a bit stupid, isn't it?
Well, that's one way of ending your life when you don't want to be killed by a bunch of zombies, is it?
I guess.
And then guess who? And then guess who else comes rushing out from the darkness?
Who's that?
Jennifer, the little girl.
Oh yeah.
And is it just me, or has she gotten bigger?
Well, yeah, I guess.
And one thing I like about Jennifer is the fact that she had a very deep voice.
Weird.
And Dr. Owen finds those mysterious kids. They question them how they got into the room, and these kids are classified as idiots.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Because the fireman, the one that was driving the car, the one that stayed outside, joined in with them. And do you know what one of those kids actually did?
What did they do?
They shot him instead of the zombie.
I don't quite remember that bit.
God, fucking bastard.
I tend not to really remember much about a movie that I didn't care for.
Oh, dear. And also, one of those idiots got infected.
Ooh, a penny. It's chocolate money.
Yeah. Also, one of those kids got infected because he falls down to the ground, shaking violently, and he's got burning red eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the police officers, right? One of his cameras was going out, but lucky for them, someone turned up.
Ooh.
In the dark. And I think you can guess who this is, don't you?
Who?
It's Angela
Oh yeah.
from the first movie.
Yeah, I liked the character from the first movie. I like Pablo. I liked as well.
Except that he died, though.
Yeah, but I say those two, they were likeable characters.
Yeah, and I can't believe... And also, Angela was carrying the camera from the first movie. And I also forgot to mention that Angela's actor is called Manhela Velasco.
That's a weird fucking name.
So they switched to that camera, and then they question her if she's okay, and she hasn't been bitten, so she's all clean.
Oh, good. So
she's all safe, and they need her help.
Uh-huh.
stop the old infected person, Tristana. And lucky for them, they do find her. And she goes on a rampage. And guess what? Angela shoots her bloody head open.
Wow, yeah.
So that's the end of her now, isn't it? But this scene will be a bit weird for you, Misty, because something happens next.
Yeah?
Angela goes berserk.
Oh, yeah. She got possessed, didn't she? She didn't get bit, though.
No, she didn't. And she ends up attacking Dr. Owen and then shooting the old other police officer down. And then she jumps over on Dr. Owen as he's still alive and breathing, but severely injured. Then they have a little conversation, and their feelings, and Angela's feelings, comes really clear. Because she has a deep, evil man laugh voice.
Oh my god.
And also, Owen figures out that that she's been possessed by the demon that possessed Tristana. And then, guess what? Angela kills Dr. Owen. And using that that dark voice of hers, Angela uses Owen's voice to signal her freedom.
Oh.
But did that work? No, it didn't.
Of course it didn't. Why should it?
And also, it shows what happened to Angela when she became possessed.
Yeah.
This scene is so sick.
Yeah.
Do you know what happened?
I think I can remember what...
During that ending scene in the first movie when Angela was dragged away, and then she appears again, and then Tristana holds her down, and guess what? She spits a parasite down into her throat.
That's fucking disgusting. That is fucking vile.
And then that's how the film ends.
Wow. That's the one thing about this movie that pissed me off, is what they did to the character of Angela.
I mean, she was an innocent person.
She was the likable protagonist of the first film, and in the sequel they fucking ruined her.
Yeah, in the second one they ruined her more.
No, in my opinion, this movie is just trash. They completely ruined everything.
Yeah, and it's also outrageous.
Not that I cared for the first one all that much, but the first one was tolerable compared to this one.
But it was really good to see some of the old infected people again from the first movie.
Yeah.
Like Manu, Officer Sergio, Caesar, the Colombian woman, Jennifer, Marie, all of those ones.
Yeah, some of the characters I liked, but the movie it bored me a little bit.
I know that you like Pablo and Angela, but what did you think of the other characters?
They were alright, but I kind of found them a bit forgettable.
I mean, Officer Sergio didn't deserve his death, did he?
I guess not, no.
Because he was the only officer that was with them.
Yeah, what do you think of this one, though?
I'll say it's okay, but it doesn't make sense that Angela was possessed.
No, I think they should have let her... Should have let her live normal.
Yeah, I mean, it's not fair what that nasty Gollum Tristana person did to her.
No.
Well, believe it or not, Tristana was the main antagonist villain for the film.
Yeah.
Well, at least she's dead and gone to hell, isn't she?
Yeah, that's where zombies belong. No, my idea of a good zombie film is like the original Dawn of the Dead. Or Day of the Dead. I'm actually wearing a Day of the Dead t-shirt, you know.
So, what's your thoughts on the next Rec on the second Rec movie, Subscribers?
Yeah. The next one we're going to review. Oh boy, are we going to have a fun time reviewing this.
Yeah. And do we have to review this one?
Well, it's part of a franchise review, so we have to.
Well, there's no turning back, is there?
There's not going to be much to say about it, though. It's the next one's probably going to be a full rant.
Well, here's one thing. Just like what I did earlier about Rec 2, I can only say as much as I can from this third movie.
Yeah, and this video, it's not going to be a rant, because he said it was okay. I kind of think it's a bit I still think it's okay. It's a bit boring though. But the next one may be a rant.
A rant.
Yeah.
I mean, we might. We're not going to tell you now what Rec 3 has in store.
No, we'll talk about that in the next video.
And also, it's kind of hard to note the names of the characters in this film.
Yeah. But anyway, that was our review on Rec 2.
And anyway,
and
don't forget to like and subscribe.
In the next video, we're going to review Rec 3. God, I can't fucking wait.
Do we have to review this one?
Unfortunately so.